Hi everyone. The open educational resource that I found was located on OER Commons, which stands for Open Educational Resources Commons. And what I did was I typed equivalent fractions into the fractions bar because I wanted to focus on finding a resource that would help support my students with equivalent fractions because that is what my unit targets. I picked the resource titled Fraction Matcher. And a few reasons I picked this resource over others was because it had a good rating, which, as you can see, it's 5 stars out of 5 stars, and I do recognize that there has only been one person that has rated this resource, but if I were to rate this resource, I would give it a 5 out of 5 as well. And it is also a game, and students really enjoy playing games instead of engaging with articles or just learning through hearing like a lecture. So games are something that students really enjoy to engage with through personal experience that I have had, which really helps motivate them to learn at their full potential. And the license company for this resource was Creative Commons Attribution, and as you can see, it's licensed as a CC BY, which means you can use the resource however you want, but it does need to be cited, so we know where we got the source from. And I also love how this resource can be translated into many different types of languages, which makes it super diverse, and especially with the students I would be utilizing this unit with, my students are very diverse, so I do have some students who speak Spanish, so they might find it more beneficial for them to engage in this resource in Spanish. So I really like how this game can be turned into different languages. Instructional appropriateness. I would utilize this resource on day 3 of my unit. This day focuses on teaching students how to find equivalent fractions using models. And if we go to the game, this is just one example of one of the levels that the game has for students to work with. It has models of different fractions as well as fractions. So this ties together what the students would be learning on that day. And students would engage with only levels 1 and levels 2 as a practice before completing the independent worksheet. The other levels in this resource are a little more challenging. So if we click on the fractions and we go to level 4, some of these work with finding improper fractions and mixed numbers, and that is not something I'm teaching in my unit, so I would only focus on level 1 and level 2 because that is what the students will be engaging with when they are learning the content. And this practice would be done before they complete the independent worksheet. And this resource is very fun, and it's an interactive way of practicing equivalent fractions with models. Like I said before, it makes learning the content more enjoyable for the students, which really motivates them to want to do it and put their best effort in. And I also really like how the resource ties into real life. As you can see, if you drag two that match with each other, it shows that they are equal on both scales. And in real life, sometimes we engage with scales, so I really like how it makes that connection, which makes the content more meaningful and relevant to the students. The content within the resource is also all accurate and provides many different examples for the students to practice. Every match and pair that I have tried on the scales that I know are accurate. So that is awesome because we want the resources that we are using with our students to be accurate. And lastly, it shows students why they are not equivalent if they match two fractions incorrectly. So for example, if I did 3/4 and then 2/3, it would say incorrect, try again. But it would also show them that this fraction 3/4 is greater than this fraction 2/3. So it explains why they got the answer incorrect. I really look forward to utilizing this resource in my unit, and I look forward to learning about all of the other open educational resources that you guys have found. Thank you.